Hi, we're going to create a Python module which will take a string and return the corresponding Morse code. It isn't very involved, but it is as part of a larger Morse code module project that we're doing. This script will be the core of the project. For this, we're going to create a file called morsepi, and we're going to write it sequentially, then test it, then turn it into a function, test it again, replace the loop with a list comprehension, test it again, write the if name equal main condition, test it, and then we're going to test the module into another script. Later we can bring this module into different projects using a shell interface to interact with the module, to a web interface, to a voice recognition interface, incorporating into the Raspberry Pi, and we'll do all those projects, and we'll have tutorials for them later. All right, so let's begin. All right, let's start by creating morsepi.py file. This will be our script and module. Now we have to create, I already described what the project is about, and now we have to create the dictionary. We're going to call it Morse underscore dictionary, and is already in memory. And because we don't want to write it again from scratch, because it would take forever, we are going to copy it and paste it, because I already have it stored, and you can find it in my GitHub. Now you can see that I have the alphabet, numbers, and some characters, and their corresponding Morse code. Now we need to create a string that will hold our message. And what do we call that? Let's call it here. Do we want to call it text message? Let's call it text message. Okay. And for test, into hello world is too standard, so let's call it SOS, which is help. Now, all the characters, we want to standardize this process and make them all lowercase. So what we're going to have to do is to make every character lowercase. Let's call this again text message equals text message dot lower, and this method will turn all the characters from text message to lowercase and reassign it to the same variable, and that's what we want to do. Now what we need to do is, as the script is being processed, we need to create a list that is going to hold all the Morse code characters, yes, all the Morse code. So to create that empty list, we're going to call it Morse underscore code list. And since it's empty, we got that. Now we have to iterate through each one of those characters in the text message. So for that, we're going to have to write for each character in text message, right? Colon, and right here. We also have to iterate through each key and value in the Morse dictionary. So we have to write another for loop. Okay, for Morse, let's call it underscore key Morse underscore values in Morse code dictionary dot item. This method allows us to go through each one of the items in the dictionary. Then under those two loops, for loops, we're going to have to compare it. We have to compare the character in the text message variable to the key in the Morse code dictionary. So what do we need to do? Create a condition if each character, right, and that's a variable already here, if each character equals Morse key, okay, that condition. If that condition is met, then we need to do the following. Morse code underscore list dot append, and what we need to append is the list that we created, the Morse underscore code list. Okay. So what we do here is, again, for each character in the text message, okay, so for the S, the O, and the S, and for the Morse key, Morse value in the Morse dictionary item, it will go iterate through each one of them, and it will compare them both. And for each character that is equal the Morse key, it will return the Morse value and append it to the list. What do we need to do after that? Okay, in order to remove the extra characters in the Morse list, we need to use the .join method. We're asking for a list here, and it's going to give it to us in a format that is not what we want. So, but instead, we're going to use the join method, and we can write it again: Morse underscore code. Let's call it string equals, and we want to substitute it with space join, and we're going to write here the Morse underscore code list. Okay, and so we need to print. So what do we need to do? We need to save it and test them. For that, we're going to print. Let's give it a little space here. Print. Let's see. Print Morse code string. Okay, and that should work. Oops. Where's the problem? Dictionary object has no attributes. Item. Morse dictionary. Right, because it's items, not item. Dictionary items. And let's see, Morse dictionary. Is that a Morse dictionary here? Morse dictionary. Let's see if I got the spelling right. because it's saying in Morse dictionary. Shouldn't be a problem. All right, let's run it again. Strings list found. Sequence Morse code dictionary. All right, let's see what happened. Sequence item 0 expected a string instead list found. Okay, let me choose. What did I do? Okay. Oh no. All right, let's put this to the side. All right, so what seems to be the problem here? Let's get rid of that. No, Morse join. Okay, no, I need space dot join. Morse code list, Morse code string, Morse code list dot append dictionary. Okay, let's see if Morse code list, if Morse code list is working. Let's test that, see if something's going on in there. All right, so, all right, seems to be a problem. All right, let me review the code and then we can continue. Okay. All right, so let's text message. So we assign Morse code list for each character in text message. For each character in text message. For Morse key, Morse value, and Morse dictionary items. For each character, Morse key, Morse code list append Morse value. Morse value. Okay, that's the problem. Now we've been adding the list. We've been adding the list instead of the actual corresponding value. Values. Okay, there it is. Now it should work. All of it should work. Let's see here. All right. So if we run this, it should give us a list. As you can see, has brackets, quotations, and commas, but we can't use that. So we're going to use the join method to all right, print Morse code string. We're going to use the join method to get rid of all of that. Now it should work. Let's save it. All right, so here it is. The second one, you can see that that is in the format that we want. So let's format it properly. Let's do it fancy here. All right, so So we're going to print the text message, the Morse code list, and the Morse code string. Okay. Save it and run it. Alright, so the message is SOS. The list is what you can see with bracket, quotations, commas, and the joint string is what we're looking for that we can later use for other scripts. Now, this script is not in its final form. Now, this script is being written sequentially, and we're gonna turn it into a function, and then this loop, we're gonna condense it one-to-one line into a list comprehension. Okay, so let's do that.